Are you looking to make a move to Northern Virginia and you're stuck between a few different communities? Are you looking to be close to the city but not too close to the city? You want that suburban life but you just don't want to feel stranded? Well, I'm glad you clicked on this video because today I'm going to go over the pros and cons of living right here in South Riding, Virginia. Let's get started. South Riding is a lively and growing neighborhood in Virginia's popular Loudoun County. It's right at the gateway to Virginia wine country, so there's lots of nature, but it's a great mix of quiet suburban life and decent access to the city. South Riding is just west of Chantilly and east of the historic town of Middleburg. It's close to big cities, but still has its very own distinct character. South Riding is different because its layout was carefully thought out. It has tree-lined streets and neighborhoods designed to give off a sense of harmony and community. The community of South Riding, Virginia was built in phases, with the initial planning and construction taking place around the mid to late 90s. However, it continued into the early 2000s as different neighborhoods and amenities were added to the area. This place is great for families because it has a lot of modern services, such as well-equipped parks, sports facilities, shopping malls, and restaurants that serve a wide range of tastes. South Riding is easy to get to because it's close to major transportation routes like the Dulles Toll Road, which is Route 267, and Route 50, which link residents not only to nearby towns, but also to the greater DC metro area. The heart of South Riding is the busy town center, where both locals and people from other places come to meet. Now, this busy area has many small shops and restaurants that serve both local and foreign food and places for community events. When you look at the beautiful scenery here in South Riding, you'll find that it's a place where natural settings and well-planned cities really do work well together. South Riding catches the essence of the modern suburban life. Now, there's always the good and the bad with every city, so let's get started with the pros. Pro number one, South Riding is extremely family friendly. It's known for its family friendly atmosphere with numerous parks, playgrounds, and recreational facilities that cater to children and families alike. According to niche.com in 2023, South Riding was rated the #2 best suburb to raise a family in all of Virginia. There are absolutely tons of biking and walking trails, tennis and pickleball courts, basketball courts, softball fields, and all different types of open fields that kids and families can play in. Pro number two has to be the amenities here. The community offers a range of amenities, including swimming pools, different sports fields like I just mentioned, gyms and fitness center and community centers, and there's community events at all of these locations. Depending on what specific community you live in South Riding, most of these parks are public, with a few allowing access by key fob, which you'll either get when you move into said community or that you can purchase for a very small one-time fee. Whether that's Tall Cedar Estates, the Ridings at Blue Springs, North Riding, Amberley, or Avonlea. Pro number three, it has to be the schools here. This area is served by well-regarded schools, making it attractive for families seeking quality education for their children. Again, going back to niche.com, which many people use for their school national rankings, in 2023, the lowest grade that any elementary school here received was a B+, the rest all A's. Every middle school here got a rating of an A, and every single high school received an A+ rating. Pro number four, the suburban lifestyle. South Riding provides an extreme suburban lifestyle with a mix of residential neighborhoods, shopping centers, and local businesses. While living here in South Riding, you are tucked away in that suburban lifestyle, which most people want when they move here. However, you know that you're just minutes away from Ashburn and the big One Loudoun Town Center. You have Chantilly. You're only about a 45-minute drive into DC. A lot of wine country going a little bit further west. It's a perfect spot to have easy access to the city, but really feel like you're taking advantage of all the nature here. Leading into pro number five are the green spaces. The town here features a good amount of green space, parks and walking trails, allowing residents to enjoy all the outdoor activities. A great example of this is the Bernie Hansen Regional Park. It's a huge 256-acre amazing park that's only 10 minutes from South Riding. This park has everything from basketball courts, pickleball, batting cages, cricket pitches, a splash and play for the kids, biking and walking trails, picnic areas, you name it. There's also a ton of farmers markets around here where you can enjoy fresh produce and everything like that. Now, as always, with every pro comes a con. So let's go into our list of cons for living here in South Riding. Con number one definitely has to be the commute. We are a bit tucked away here in that suburban life, so we are 45 minutes from DC. So it's a bit further than most people may be used to, especially if you do work in DC. Now, what I will say is that there's not a ton of traffic as compared to living, say, in Arlington or some of these other areas in Fairfax County, where it takes longer to travel in shorter distances. This is simply just a longer traveled commute. So you don't hit as much traffic, but you will be driving more miles. Con number two, now sticking with the entire traffic idea, is the congestion here. Like many suburban areas, traffic congestion during peak hours can be a bit of a challenge. Further west into Virginia, the traffic starts to die out, but especially on major routes here, as they continue to build and develop these areas surrounding South Riding, the traffic does get a little bit more congested. Con number 3 is the limited public transportation. Now, transportation options might be more limited here compared to other areas closer to metro lines. Now, although the newly built Silver Line Metro goes from DC into Loudoun County, its stop is in Ashburn, which is about 20 minutes north of South Riding. Con number 4, retail and dining options. While there are shopping centers, like I mentioned in the pros, the variety of retail and dining options might not be as extensive as in more urban areas. Now, if this is high on your list for any of you, I would say that you'll be disappointed by the food options here, especially if you've also been looking to move to areas closer to DC. Con number 5, the isolation. While that may be a pro for many, the suburban environment here might feel isolated for those who prefer or are used to a more vibrant urban lifestyle with cultural attractions and nightlife. The nightlife here, there really isn't too much of it. You do have to drive into Ashburn, into One Loudoun to experience a bit more nightlife, or further into Fairfax County. So, that's something that you do get with many suburban communities. So the isolation and the nightlife is definitely a con on most people's list. Guys, I'm gonna put links up here or at the very end of the video to experience a full 4K driving tour of living here in South Riding, Virginia. That way you can get the pro and cons list, do your own research, but also get a feel of what it's like to live here by seeing it for yourself. Each of those videos that I do when I drive through different towns are anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes long. You can view as much as you'd like, but hopefully as you do that, before you plan your trip here, it gives you a good sense. So when you first come here, you're not too overwhelmed by riding around South Riding and trying to understand all the areas and things that it has to offer. All right, guys, hopefully this was helpful for you. As always, if you need anything, please reach out to me directly. You can text me or email me or just comment below. I'll always get back to you and go over anything that you want to know about living here in South Riding, Virginia, or any of the areas in the greater DC area. So also, if this video helped you, you'll be interested in checking this one out. Like I just mentioned, it goes over in a full 4K driving tour of what it's like to live right here in South Riding, Virginia. Talk to you guys soon and see you next week.